Allow me to introduce myself.
I am the last sane sports fan.
I am a genius by trade.
I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another View from the Midwest, as we're going to talk a little bit about the United States taking on Argentina, and specifically one of the issues that came up in regards to Jurgen Klinsmann. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you almost certainly know what happened in the game. The United States ended up losing to Argentina 4-0, and quite frankly, the way that everything played out, that's the score that probably deserved to have happened. It wasn't like the referees had anything to do with the game. It wasn't like the United States was robbed on anything. The United States was badly outplayed by a far superior team, one of the best players in the world. You could argue maybe the game could have only been 3-0 if Argentina didn't have one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. That free kick by Lionel Messi was just absolutely pitch perfect. I mean, as a goalkeeper, there's just absolutely nothing that Brad Guzan could have done. You could make an argument, perhaps, that if he hadn't taken a step to his right, thinking that that was where the ball was going to go over the wall, then maybe he has a shot to save that. But I mean, literally, if the ball moves an inch or two one way or the other, it either hits the crossbar or the post. Instead, it goes in the back of the net. Absolutely nothing anybody could do about that. I could argue, as a keeper, that I do think the first goal was a little bit of Brad Guzan's fault. That you have to come for that or stay back. He got caught in no man's land. We've seen it happen time and time again. It's not going to be the first time, not going to be the last. But as a goalkeeper, you have to be decisive, and I feel he should have kept coming for that ball. Maybe he thought that he was going to foul the player if he kept coming after it, but you have to be decisive. I would have liked to have seen him come after that, try to punch it out, or just stay back on your line. Back to the main point of this video. I see this time and time again, and obviously you can tell by the decor that I'm a fan of the St. Louis Blues in the NHL, and I see this a lot with the fans of the St. Louis Blues, where they want to blame the coach. Oh, the coach didn't get the players up for a certain game. It's the coach's fault. I saw it on the post-game show, where Alexi Lawless was kind of talked into agreeing with this, but Fernando Fiore, whom I like and I generally agree with most times, he felt that this game was a lot of Klinsmann's fault as well, because his point was, well, Klinsmann said all week long, well, we're not going to fear them, and then they ended up fearing them. I don't see how that's on the coach, and I haven't played at an extremely high level, but I did play 1 year in college. It was club ball, granted, it wasn't for a scholarship type team, but it's still collegiate type soccer. But perhaps it's because I'm a keeper, so therefore I didn't necessarily need to know everything that was going on within the coaching staff. But from my point of view, if the coach, in this case Jurgen Klinsmann, all week or over 3 days, 2 days, however many days you have in between games, if he says over and over and over, don't give your opponent too much respect, go out there, take the game, give it your all, and then the players go out there and give too much respect to the opponent because they realize, oh crap, that's Messi over there. I need to figure out what he's doing before we worry about our own game. Then how is that on the coach? And the same thing is said about the St. Louis Blues, where, oh, it's Ken Hitchcock. If you're a coach of a professional team or a national team, it's your job to get the players motivated and get them up. Again, I haven't played for that many great coaches, so maybe the top level coaches have a way of doing this. But there are only so many Herb Brooks speeches that you can give before players are just like, listen, I know what we got to do, and we're going to go out there and do it, and you either do it or you don't. I don't understand this mentality that the coach is responsible solely for whether or not a player goes out and does their job. The coach is not on the field. Jurgen Klinsmann, in my opinion, can go out there and he can just hammer it every single day, every other minute in practice. Don't give Argentina too much respect. Don't go out there and play a bad game. Don't go out there and worry about what they're going to do. Play your game. Play an American game. Go out there, take it to them. And if they don't do it, how is that necessarily on him? He gave them all the tools. I just wish somebody could explain it in a way, because all I ever hear is there's never an answer given to my question. That's what frustrates me from my point of view. It's always just like, well, that's his job. That he's got to do it. How? What exactly is Ken Hitchcock supposed to do? What exactly is Jurgen Klinsmann supposed to say to the players to get them to do something differently? Because maybe it's my frustrations boiling over as a goalkeeper, because time and time again, people that I've played with, whether they were great defenders, whether they were mediocre defenders, anywhere in between, you can yell till your voice is hoarse. Give them instructions. Tell them, pinpoint exactly what to do, where to go, who to defend, and they don't always do it. That is on those players. I don't understand why it's necessarily different from a coaching perspective. The coach can give you a blueprint and pinpoint every single little thing you do. You need to defend this way. You need to attack up this wing. You need to take advantage of this hole. This player is standing around over there. You need to attack him. If the players don't go out there and do it, then I don't understand why we have this constant need to always blame the coach. I'm not saying that there aren't instances when the coaches haven't completely done their job. I'm not saying that there aren't instances where the coaches haven't had their team mentally prepared or even tactically prepared for their opponent. There isn't necessarily one side or the other is all to blame in these situations. But I just wish, and maybe somebody out there knows the answer to my question. What exactly are these coaches, in this instance, Jurgen Klinsmann, exactly supposed to do? From my point of view, he said everything that they were supposed to do. They weren't supposed to give Argentina too much respect. They ended up doing that. They weren't supposed to go out there and try to just defend and then hang their heads a little bit if they got scored on. That's exactly what they did. So if the coach gives you an exact blueprint of what you're supposed to do and you don't do it, then what exactly is the coach supposed to do? I mean, everybody can say, well, they're supposed to make adjustments and this and that. But again, you can tell players what to do, exactly where to be, but you're not in control of them. They're not marionettes. So I just wish somebody could fully explain to me what they want the coaches to do with I'm struggling to find the words here, with a well thought out explanation, because really the only answer I ever get in these situations is, well, they have to figure that out, or that's their job, they have to figure that out. Well, if people are so smart to be able to point out, well, it's all on Jurgen Klinsmann, or oh, it's all on Ken Hitchcock, or it's all on this coach or that coach, then why aren't you smart enough to also say, well, exactly what he's supposed to say to his team, or what she's supposed to say, if that might be the case as well? So, feel free. Keep the conversation going. Let me know in the comments, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, wherever. I don't care. I'd like to know. Try to keep them clean. I mean, I know how social media can get. But I'm not saying that one side or the other is completely to blame here, but I just want to know that people who are against some of these coaches and say, well, it's their job to motivate them, it's their job to get them in place. Well, what if they have given them every single tool they need, and it's just the players who aren't necessarily going out and doing it? What is the coach supposed to do in those circumstances? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. That's the View from the Midwest. Until the next time, I'll see you then.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space.